What's good? It's your boy Kevin back with another YouTube video. So this video is going to be about how every man should get lean. Now, I know there's a lot of excuses you guys make. I know you guys feel like you're too old to get in shape. That's not the case, guys. Stay in a calorie deficit. Eat high protein, low calorie foods, and strength train at least 3 to 5 times a week. January 2025, I was 230 pounds fat. Fast forward January, I said January, July, July 2026, I'm down to 179 pounds. So I lost around 50 plus pounds in a year and 7 months. And I've been working out consistently. I haven't missed a week of working out since June 2025. So for a year straight, I've been consistently working out at least 3 times a week. You know, I'm seeing the benefits, man. Stomach went away. The obliques are coming in. The love handles are finally melting. The abs, I can see my I can see my upper abs. Lower abs is kind of faint, but the top 4 upper abs, I can see those clearly. Shoulders kind of getting a little shredded. You know, the traps looking good. But it took some time. It took consistency. And my big brother was the first person that told me, like, hey, yo, bro, you got to stop being lazy, bro. You just in a room all day playing video games. You just beating your meat. You just watching podcasts, listening to unnecessary things with no substance, like surface level shit. I was just doing goofy shit, eating food, was going out to the club every Saturday night, then go get McDonald's, get like 3 McChickens, a fucking hamburger, McDouble, and a drink. And we'll just repeat that shit for like a year straight, bro. So I realized, like, damn, I done got big, bro. All my life in high school, bro, I was like good 170, 180, but I was like skinny. I was like skinny, like no muscle. I played football freshman year, but barely put on muscle because, like, I didn't even start. My grades went trash. I had a 1.8 GPA, so they kicked me off the team. Then I went and tried out for wrestling. You know, wrestling got me some good conditioning. I ain't gonna lie, I'm still 1-0 in wrestling. You know, they kicked me off the team eventually, but they kicked me off because my GPA was a 1.8 the whole time, and I was playing wrestling. And then fucking had my first ever match. We went to like 3 hours away to another city, and then I beat the dude. So I'm 1-0, man, in wrestling. You feel me? So wrestling was a good sport. You know, football was a good sport. But I didn't understand the importance of being in physical shape. You know, those sports taught you discipline, conditioning, strength, and being in shape. But I was looking at it as a way out to fill a void. Because, you know, in high school, I was always nervous. You know, I was scared to talk to people. The friends that from middle school that went to high school with me, they had more clout than me. They were more popular. You know, they had more hoes and shit, all that shit. I was a goofy in my freshman year. Like, I was scared, like giggling, shy, scared. Like, bro, I remember the first week of school, one of the baddest girls at the school, she was a junior at the time, but she was a sophomore at the time. The girl came up to me and like whispered in my ear, and she pulled my ear. Boom. I turned around. I'm like, damn. I said, what's up? I'm still acting shy though. Like, I'm like, hey, how you doing? Acting shy as hell, man. One of the baddest girls in the whole school. I'm talking about everybody wanted to hit her. You know, kind of find out, I figured out she was a whore the whole time. Like, she was getting ran through by all the football players, soccer players, basketball players. She was just getting ran through like ramshack. So when I was legit, like, I didn't really know what was going on, but I understood, you know, the reason why football players, all the athletes, the reason why most of them, majority of them, were getting women, it was because they're in great physical shape. You know, they had a purpose. They were chasing something. It wasn't only about grades, going to school, class clown, joking around, eating lunch, and then go back home. No, them boys actually had a purpose with their life. You know, them boys was conditioning, doing hours of conditioning, training, you know, games on Fridays, Thursday nights, you know, depending if they're JV, varsity, or freshman. So, you know, I salute everybody that was, you know, really locked in on their journey. You know, some of them might not even realize it, or some of them did realize it because they had good parents that let them know, like, hey, yo, stay in physical shape, stay in top-notch shape, you know, keep your head straight and chase your purpose. So at least when you get to the school system, you can find what you want to do and excel at it. So boom, I'm realizing, like, yo, all the football players, all the basketball players, they always got the whole, and you always hear this when you're growing up in school, like, damn, all the jocks, all the popular players, they always got the women. They always so I never really understood. I thought it was more so a thing like, oh, they got clout, they're more popular, you know. And it, technically it was because they have a status because they were starting position on whatever team they were playing for. But it's not until I started thinking like, yo, majority of the dudes that were always talking about, or the majority of the dudes that rumors were going around that they were smashing all the chicks in high school, bro, those dudes were in shape. They had abs, muscles, you know, some of them were tall. But the majority of the times they were in great shape and they had something going for themselves in high school. So it wasn't only about, oh, he wore the freshest J's, or he got the brand new foam posits, or he got the new Nike Elite socks. That's cool. That's surface level shit. But the internal was the work that they put in all 4 years of school, or even before they got to high school, and they was already ripped. Like I knew some dudes, like I knew a freshman dude was ripped, like stocky. His name was Jock. It's crazy because get it, Jock. He was a big dude. He was jacked too, bro. But his name was Jock, and bro, like, always had story times about how he was smashing this woman, this woman, this woman. Always talking about how the cheerleaders were going, like, all the cheerleaders were getting smashed. And in my head, I'm thinking, like, nah, this girl's too beautiful. I don't think she's, you know what I'm saying? I don't think she's getting smashed. I don't think she's a whore. Whole time, she's getting ran through by the fit dudes in the school. And, you know, the ego kind of kicked in. I started thinking like, maybe I gotta up my clothing. Maybe I gotta start wearing chains. Maybe I gotta start pulling up to school clean. You know, I started doing that and I didn't see no difference, bro. Like I was cooked, bro. Freshman, sophomore year, I was cooked, bro. It's not until senior year, end of junior year, I started getting that nervousness, that shyness out of my body, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it, man. I gotta lock in, bro. So boom, I just locked in, and then senior year, you know, I started working out, doing a little extra, but I wasn't really in shape. I was still skinny as hell, no muscle. Body fat was probably low, but no muscle. So it came to the realization now 10 years later, because I graduated in 2016. That's the crazy part. 10 years later, I'm in shape. You know, that's why it's crazy, because if we had a reunion at my school and I put up to my school, they'll probably be like, what the hell? That's you, Kevin? You got in shape like that? Yeah, because I really locked in. You know, strength training, calorie deficit, and this is all thanks to my big brother. My big brother was a football player. He went to school in New York. You know, he had multiple D1 offers, went to school in New York, played football, was one of the top linemen at his school. In high school, he was the top lineman at the school, 4-year letterman. You get what I'm saying? Like, he was just locked in. So my big brother is a biggest motivation to me. Like, he showed me, he let me know, like, yo, don't let nobody size you, don't let nobody try you. Stay locked in, stay disciplined so you could feel better for yourself. Don't do it for other people. Do it for yourself. So constant years of him in the gym. Like I'm talking about every morning, dude wakes up 5 a.m, go to the gym for like an hour, 2 hours, come back. I'm talking about shredded, ripped. I remember one time he gained some weight, lost it all in a couple months, locked in. Probably like 6 months locked in. He got all the way down to like 215, I think. Straight muscle, abs. And he's 6'2", so it's like, that was the biggest motivation for me. Like, if my big brother can do it, I can do it. Because he's constantly in my ear telling me, like, yo, you got to work out. You got to lock in, bro. You see I go to the gym every day. You see it's just consistency. Stay consistent. You're going to lock in. You're going to do what you got to do. So then, boom. It took 10 years later for me to finally lock in, bro. 10 years.